Not gonna lie to you, I don't know who asked for a Drake and Billie Eilish collab, but here we are. So apparently, a new track has surfaced, quote unquote, online, and I don't know how to think about it because as a Drake stan, I know this is Drake either being petty or very, very upset that this leaked. Because if you don't remember, Metro Boomin put out his album not too long ago, and a track he had on the album was called Trance, and that had Travis Scott and Young Thug. Now I know what you're thinking. That track was phenomenal. Why are you even bringing that up? A version of Trance leaked with Drake vocals, vocals, with Drake vocals on it. Like it was basically like the most mixed and mastered vocals you ever heard as far as the leak. So in general, I feel like Drake leaks tracks whenever he doesn't get his way. I'll be so serious. I feel like, because if you even listen to Metro, I advise you, well, not even advise you, I'm not trying to sound like 21 Savage, you know, I'm a law abiding citizen. But anyways, I advise you, that's so funny. But 21 really, anyways, Drake, we were talking about Drake. Metro was talking about the Drake verse, right? And he said, basically, he told Drake, even before he did the verse, like, look this up. Metro speaks on Drake's leaked verse on Trance. He literally said, he told Drake that he didn't see any more room for the song. Like, basically, what you hear on the OG version of Trance, that was it. Like, it was finalized. Metro was like, okay, this is the track that's going on the album, which was phenomenal, by the way. It makes sense, right? But then Drake was like hanging out with him, you know, wanting to hear some stuff from his album, and he played that Trance track. And guess what Drake said? Let me hop on it, of course, because he's the GOAT. And Metro, doing what only 0.00001% of producers would actually say to the boy. I mean, you've heard the famous saying from DJ Khaled, I like what Drake likes. Obviously, Metro didn't like what Drake liked because he said, I don't want to. He said this verbatim in an interview. I don't even want to get. Yeah, I don't even want to gas you and act like I'm a try to put your verse on there. Like I think it's already finished. That's basically what he said. He basically told Drake the track is finished. Okay. Long story short, Drake ends up doing the verse anyway because you know he's the GOAT. He's like, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like I literally outsell all these dudes with my eyes closed. But anyways, that's probably exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. Drake sends back his verse for Trance, right? He was like, hey man, you know, I just really thought about it. I just like literally this is how Metro was explaining it. You have to listen to Metro explain it because it makes so much sense why this track leaked. Drake Price sent to Metro his verse from Trance, right? He was like, hey man, you know how Drake be talking in this Canadian accent. He was like, you know, I'm just really thinking about it, meditating, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I really have something to offer to this track, but you know, if you don't really like it, then just let me know. And guess what Metro? Metro still said no. And then he put out the OG version of Trance. Like literally, this is from Metro's mouth. There's no speculation. This is 100% what happened. Because I know how people be like, bro, how you know that happened? Well, it's kind of like, bro, how you know certain things? No. How you know certain NBA players don't like NBA players? Because they come out and say it. They literally like, you just gotta follow it, bro. Anyways, so Metro said that, and he said, yeah, so he just put out the OG, you know, version of Trance, and then you know somehow it leaked. And the way he said somehow it leaked just made me feel like Drake was in his pettiest bag ever, and he was just like, you know what? If he ain't gonna release, I tried the pacifist, the easy way. Now we're gonna do it my way. I'm just gonna leak it. Forget it. So now we get to new Drake and Billie Eilish song, Blind Faith, surfacing online. You know what I really think? I think Billie Eilish listened to Drake's verse off of the track because it's not a bad track. But the problem with it is not all popular artists need to collab with each other. And I know that's probably a crazy, blasphemous statement to quote my man Stephen A. for some of you to comprehend. But not all stylistic artists need to combine for the sake of numbers. Some artists are good right where they are. There's a reason why Drake and Kendrick don't have that many tracks, because in general, I mean, obviously they don't really like each other too much, but besides the point. Whenever they make music, they want it to be classic and material that's above the rest. This track with Billie Eilish and Drake literally sounds like a fan made mashup of a Billie Eilish song and a Drake song. I know what you're saying. Well, it's literally Billie Eilish featuring Drake. But when you listen to, which one can I say? Let's say Drake and Brent Faiyaz, right? Drake and Brent Faiyaz on Wasteland, I think it was called, and it was called like Wasting Time, was a perfect fusion of Drake's normal vibe and Brent Faiyaz's normal vibe. Literally, this track from Blind Faith sounds like Billie Eilish doing her thing on the track, and then Drake just comes out of nowhere. And I feel like the entire mood changed when Drake got on, because I always say I'm a huge Drake stan, but Drake has a limited vocal range. And for Billie Eilish, I'm not saying she's like the best singer ever, but the styles of Drake and Billie Eilish do not coincide. They're very much contrasting, and the track is amazing. But it's literally Drake forcing himself on a Billie Eilish track. So I think Billie Eilish probably told him that, like, I don't want the track out right now. I mean, imagine Billie Eilish telling Drake no. But I mean, if Metro can tell Drake no, Billie Eilish can definitely tell Drake no. So she was probably like, what I mean, I ain't really feeling it right now. Maybe we should wait on it. And then guess what? New Drake and Billie Eilish song Blind Faith surfaces online. Now, who would have thunk that Drake would stoop to such low levels and just start leaking music that he can't put out officially? Because if you don't know, the lead up to, I think it was Scorpion. No, it was Certified Lover Boy, because he was catching so much flack for making bad albums, and then he made the whole collab album with 21 Savage, and everybody just forgot that they called this man trash every time we try to make a project. But Certified Lover Boy, he was like literally what was the track? One of the tracks that ended up on the album was leaked, and I think this was on purpose. Was it TSU? Okay, I know for a fact that TSU leaked, and Race My Mind. That was another one that leaked. A lot of tracks off of Certified Lover Boy, quote unquote, leaked, but I think Drake does this intentionally. I know y'all could probably like, bro, why would somebody leak their music intentionally? It's probably the best way to legally get around certain guidelines from your major label, because Drake's under UMG. When you're a major label artist, if you listen to these artists talk, you understand how this goes. But artists can't just drop when they want to. When somebody's backing you, they tell you. It's kind of like a coach not a coach. It's kind of like a GM in the NBA. If they're paying a player, they can tell you when to play or when to sit out. Like, there's a reason why all these stars in the NBA are sitting out for low management. It's because the GM is like, I'm investing this money into you. I need you to be ready for the playoffs. For Drake, UMG's like, I'm investing this money into you. I can't just have you dropping tracks every now and then so when the albums sales come out, they're looking crazy. Like, look at what NBA YoungBoy is going through right now. He puts out an album and now is only selling like 20 to 30,000 first week because he's put out so much music. So in general, I think Drake leaks these tracks on his own to try to test the temperature to see how fans are engaging with it. Now with this track, I've seen nothing but positive reviews, obviously. Personally, I feel like Drake and Billie Eilish, stylistically, they don't coincide at all. What I'm thinking is Billie Eilish is more of those type of artists that could venture out with producers more than artists. It's kind of like when The Weeknd puts out Starboy and Dawn FM, and then he starts doing like remixes with other producers in different genres. For Billie Eilish, I feel like she can do the same thing, but for Drake, it's more of like, no, I need these up and coming artists to give me a new buzz. Like, think about how many new artists Drake has chewed up and spit out. Like, bro, we're talking about the Block Boy JBs of the world. We're talking about the Smileys of the world. Like, there's a lot of these artists that just are not on Drake's level, that he just uses them for the limited time clout, and they think they're getting a big buzz, only to realize later down the line that Drake, I mean, there's a reason why Drake's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Even Ninja far left field. But this is, I also talk about gaming on the side. This is Notorious Mass Effect. Ninja even said that he felt like Drake used them for that Fortnite music moment. Now I know how crazy that sounds, but Drake is not opposed to using a person for the limited clout to get his longevity extended. Let that sink in, man. That's my whole take on the situation. So, anyways, I'm not gonna play the track because I don't. I've been like, look, even the sites I've had about like the new tracks, not new tracks, but this leaked track has been taken down. So there's so many different sites that have been taken down to the point where I'm like, bro, I'm not even gonna play like a minute of it. Like, y'all can look it up. I mean, if y'all don't believe me, bro, just look it up online. Hopefully you can find it. Hopefully they haven't taken it all the way down. But for the most part, bro, I feel like Billie Eilish heard that stuff and she was like, bro, I am not letting you put this out. You ain't finna just drink you ain't finna OVO my sound. But anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know one of my social medias. For the people over at YouTube, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And let me know, what do you think about a Billie Eilish and Drake collab? And also, if you've heard this track, do you think it's fire or trash?